Hello, it's David Allen and you are watching Sporting Icons.
Right, there's an article here and I'll put it in the description box as always for you guys to go have a read for yourself. So within this article, Deontay Wilder makes that claim that nobody's doing what I'm doing, fighting killers back to back. He also spoke about his draw with Tyson Fury and that kind of thing. So anyway, we'll go straight into Deontay Wilder's statement. A loss or a draw can be a great thing, but it depends on where your mind's at. It could make you honest and humble. That's how you become a 3-4-time champion. A lot of people want to see how you fall and get back up. That's what people turn in to see, how you get back up. I'm not worried about an undefeated record. If I happen to lose, then so be it. Watch my comeback and see how I get back. Blessings to all those that get in the ring. We put our life on the line for people's entertainment. The heavyweight division is so lit. My mandatory dominant Brazil wants me next. I'm going with Tyson Fury for sure. We have to do the rematch. It was a controversial fight, and when it's like that, you have to come back. It can be no draws. There's a winner and a loser. Nobody is doing what I'm doing. I'm fighting killers back to back. Deontay Wilder statement. As I said, article in the description box for you all. So killers back to back. I'm presuming he's not going to include Bermane Stiverne in that one, as that was his 3 fights ago. Luis Ortiz again. Sure, I mean you could potentially put him in there, but Luis Ortiz did struggle with Dave Allen, and he did struggle with Malik Scott as well as. But Luis Ortiz does have a reputation as a boogeyman. Why does he have that reputation? Because a few years ago, Tyson Fury said it as a joke, and people took it serious. So anyway, yes, Luis Ortiz is a decent scalp. No doubt about it. He did struggle in that fight, and he did potentially, some referees may have actually stopped the fight in round number 7. He did get a little bit of help at the end of round number 7, beginning of round number 8 with the medical team. Even Paulie Malignaggi, who's a good friend of Deontay Wilder, saying this is ridiculous, this is wrong. Okay, but ultimately, doesn't really matter. He got rocked, he got hurt badly, which happens to Wilder quite a lot, but he does show that he has a very good heart to not go down. Most people in that situation, and you could probably argue it's probably the sensible thing to do to stop some of the barrage of punishment, is to take a knee. He didn't do that. He stayed on his feet, and he's done that a couple of times. You know, he got hurt badly against Eric Molina. Arthur Spilker was teeing him off, and a few other things. So he is very, very exposed, that's for sure, and that's not a dig at him, but he is. But he does show that he's got good heart to not go down. But ultimately, that could be a real downfall for him. So he says that Dominic Brazil wants him next. Well, yeah, of course he does. He wants revenge for what happened in Alabama when Wilder and a bunch of his goons set upon Dominic Brazil and started teeing off on him in front of Dominic Brazil's wife and kids. So, yeah, Dominic Brazil wants him next, and he is the WBC manager. Whether we agree with that or not, that is the fact. He is, and he is next in line. The only way Wilder cannot fight Brazil next is because WBC have sanctioned a rematch between him and Tyson Fury. A sanction is not an order, so the fight doesn't have to happen, but they've said that if the rematch is there, we're willing to sanction it. Or he can fight Anthony Joshua for undisputed. As we know, he doesn't want Anthony Joshua. We're not going to drag all that up. He just doesn't want him for no amount of money. And he wants to put an end to the saga between him and Tyson Fury. Now, I'm not one of these people who hates on that fight. Not at all. My ideal fight for Wilder would be Dillian Whyte. I do believe Dillian Whyte knocks him out. I know a lot of you guys disagree with that one. Listen, that's your opinion. That's my opinion. But if you're going to fight Tyson Fury next, I'm not going to hate on it. It did end in a draw, controversial, as he quite plainly said. And most people, probably 99% of the boxing public, even those very close to Wilder, said Tyson Fury should have got the decision in that fight. People go with the whole narrative. To become a champion, then you have to rip that title away, as in you have to either stop a champion or eventually dominate them. That's like saying that the champion gets a 2 or 3 round head start each fight. Doesn't work that way, okay? If there's 12 rounds, if your opponent wins more rounds than the champion, then you become champion. That's just how it is. But people don't really buy into that. And of course, people say that 2 knockdowns mean that Tyson Fury lost the fight. No, you need to do a lot more than chop your opponent on 2 occasions. Okay, again, this is boxing scoring. This is how you judge a fight, all that kind of thing. So again, I'm not against the rematch, not at all. And yes, it does need to be settled. But ultimately, will this fight happen? For me, if it does, it needs to be in the UK, but I think Wilder's shown a great reluctance about coming to the UK. Not even for a whole ton of money will he come and fight Joshua in the UK. He's only saying that he wants to fight Joshua in America, which is ridiculous. So people say Joshua won't travel, but yet they're not saying that Wilder also will not travel. They kind of point to the fact that he did travel once to fight Ortiz Harrison in the UK way back when, on, was it 27th, 28th fight? So that was quite a long time ago, and he wasn't champion, and let's be real, Ortiz Harrison was an easy win. Okay, so of course he's going to travel for that one, but as champion, he just hasn't travelled. He hasn't. So if he does fight Tyson Fury, it needs to be in the UK for a great number of reasons. First of all, the rematch is going to generate a lot of money, okay, and a lot of people believe that Wilder lost that fight, which is going to add to his final purse. You know, let's be real about it. And if it happens in the UK, it's going to make more money, because not only is it going to sell out a potential stadium like Old Trafford in Manchester, for example, but the pay-per-view is going to hit high numbers here in the UK. It didn't hit high numbers here in the UK, as far as I hear, because of the time that it was on, 5 o'clock in the morning. Not many people want to be watching that one. It's far more reasonable for people in America to be buying a pay-per-view for 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon than it is for people in the UK to be switching it on at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just how it is. And for the fact that Tyson Fury, as a lot of the Wilder fans were saying before the fight, Tyson Fury is lineal. That makes him number one. Why were they saying that? Because they fully expected Deontay Wilder to beat him quite comfortably, as most people did. And that's what should have happened. But Tyson Fury was the cherry that bit him back. He had too many cherries. Eventually, a cherry was going to bite him back. And that's exactly what happened. He did get a gift draw. No matter how you put it, whether you're a fan of Wilder or not, you know he got a gift decision draw. So that's the fight that should never have even gone 12 rounds. So people talk about points. It should never have gone that way, because Deontay Wilder should have breezed through him within the first half of the fight. That's how it should have been. Hence the reason why the likes of Antonio Tarver, Shannon Briggs, Tony Bellew were calling out Tyson Fury, because they knew he was vulnerable right now. But ultimately, it is what it is. Tyson Fury managed to not only beat Wilder, didn't get the decision, but he did beat Wilder at a 70% rate. Imagine what he's going to do in the rematch. But again, that's going to make it more interesting. Maybe Deontay Wilder will fully catch Tyson Fury in the rematch and knock him out cold. You don't know. That's what makes it interesting. So for me, I'm not going to hate on that. I'm not going to hate on the fact that he wants a Tyson Fury rematch. But him saying that back-to-back killers, as I said about Luis Ortiz, sure, he is a bit of a killer if you're a B-level fighter, but he's never proven it against elite fighters. He just hasn't. He's never been world champion. His biggest name to date was Bryant Jennings, who lost the previous fight to Vladimir Klitschko. But Tyson Fury, call him whatever you like. He's a very, very good pugilist, no doubt. But killer, no. I don't think anybody's worried about Tyson Fury's power. Listen, I'm sure he hits hard and he hurts. I wouldn't like to take a shot off him. But ultimately, killer, no. And I think Wilder's very delusional to think that Tyson Fury is a killer. He only took Tyson Fury because he saw it as an easy fight. And I don't blame him for it. Most people would have. But that's why he did it, and it bit him back. So for him to want the rematch, again, it's all about money and hopefully, in his mind, ending the saga between the two. But Ben Davison, Tyson Fury's trainer, is saying that Wilder versus Joshua needs to happen, and Tyson Fury fights the winner. So will Tyson Fury fight Wilder? I don't know right now. I'm sure he's very, very up for the rematch, but it's a case of when and where. As I said, it should be in the UK. So that is Deontay Wilder's statement. He is saying that, I'm not worried about an undefeated record. In other words, if you beat me, and then watch how I come back. Now, a lot of the Wilder fans were going in on Anthony Joshua for saying the exact same thing a while ago. See, he's got a defeatist attitude. I wonder if they're going to say the same thing about Wilder now. Does Wilder have a defeatist attitude, even though he's saying pretty much word for word what Anthony Joshua said? That one day I may well lose, but it's how you come back. And Wilder's right. He is right. Somebody's career should never be defined by being undefeated. An undefeated record shows that either A, you are phenomenal, or B, you've been taking some easy touches at the right time. So for me, an undefeated record pretty much shows that you haven't been fighting the best around. And He's no longer, well, he's undefeated, but he's got a draw on his record now, so he can never beat Rocky Marciano's record. A long time, a lot of his fans were going around saying 50-0, 51-0, and all this kind of thing. Well, it ain't going to happen now because he's got a draw on his record. So all that saga can be put to bed now. He can no longer go down as the greatest heavyweight of all time as far as undefeated records go, because he can no longer beat the record of Marciano. So, yeah, I mean, again, he's saying about becoming a 3-4 time champion. So is he planning on losing 3 or 4 times? I don't know. But a draw, he is right. For me, I don't like draws. There should always be a winner and a loser. So again, I do have to agree with Wilder on that one. So killers though? No. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click the thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.